Shedeur Sanders' preseason debut wasn't just another warm-up stunt for a summer Friday. It put a spotlight on a quarterback competition that Cleveland thought it could tidy up quietly. He came into the game as a fourth-string rookie who hadn't seen first-team reps, and by the time halftime rolled around, he'd thrown 2 touchdown passes, moved the offense with calm urgency, and given everybody, from media to celebrities to his Hall of Famer dad, a reason to talk. But beyond the buzz and the viral posts, there's a real football story here. What he did on the field, what it means for the Browns' depth chart, and what he still needs to prove to turn a highlight reel into a roster reality. On tape, the most striking thing was how quickly he processed the game plan. Sanders showed a short to mid accuracy that you don't always expect from a fifth-rounder thrust into live action on about as little preparation as possible. His first touchdown was textbook. A play-action boot, a patient rollout, and a back-of-the-end-zone dart thrown into a tight window. That throw required timing, touch, and the confidence to deliver when defenders were in the vicinity, not merely lofting it up and hoping. His second TD reflected a slightly different skill set feet accuracy inside the pocket under traffic. Those two throws together demonstrated both improvisational awareness and foundational mechanics. That's a valuable combination. He wasn't perfect. His first series showed the nerves you expect. A high throw that bounced off a veteran receiver's hands, a near first down incompletion on a short route, and a couple of throws that sailed a bit. He also absorbed 2 sacks, and there were moments where he held the ball a fraction too long under pressure. Those are rookie red flags only if they become a pattern. In this showing, they were teachable moments. What mattered more was how he responded. After a rough early series, he settled into a rhythm, began delivering quicker reads, and found the right balance between throwing into tight windows and getting the ball out on rhythm throws. Context matters. Preseason defense is sanitized, and play calling often aims to build confidence, not blow up a prospect. The Panthers weren't unleashing their most creative disguise packages across every snap. That said, he was operating without a lot of first-team chemistry and still showed timing with his targets. The intermediate completion on a 3rd and 8 from his own end zone, a 19-yard strike with defenders bearing down, suggested he can execute on designed pressure situations. His scrambling for a first down on 3rd and 9 wasn't a showcase of speed so much as savvy. He moved the pocket just enough to create a lane and kept his eyes downfield. He's not Lamar Jackson, but he can buy a play when the pocket collapses. The roster implications are the part that will rattle the front office. Joe Flacco is the starter, and the Browns invested in other options, a day 2 pick in Dillon Gabriel and Kenny Pickett, who was acquired earlier and still carries draft pedigree. Sanders is cheap and under team control for several seasons, an asset that suddenly looks very attractive if he shows consistent progress. Teams love low-cost upside at the quarterback position because the roster flexibility it buys can be used elsewhere. If Sanders continues to show the same poise and accuracy in the coming practices and the next preseason game against the Eagles, Cleveland will face a genuine competitive dilemma. Keep the veteran upside of Pickett and Gabriel, or keep a bargain rookie with a rapidly rising floor. Coach Kevin Stefanski's public posture was measured and deliberate, and that's on purpose. You don't want to torch the competitive structure of a room around a single preseason half. But his comment that Sanders will get a ton of reps next week tells you the staff sees something worth examining. That's the right approach. Let the kid play. Let him run 2-minute scenarios and red zone scripts. Let him face disguised blitzes in practice, and then evaluate. The Browns should also use the next week to see how he manages situational football. 3rd downs, clock management, and handling bad plays without losing composure. There's also a bigger cultural element at work. Being Deion Sanders' son brings noise that other rookies don't have. The likes of LeBron and national media chiming in can make an otherwise routine evaluation explode into a narrative. Shedeur handled the attention the way teams prefer, focused, measured, not grandstanding. That's crucial. A rookie with ego problems or a flair for drama can fracture a locker room. A humble, workmanlike rookie fuels competition. From everything he said post-game, acknowledging imperfections while emphasizing growth, he projects the latter. What's next is straightforward but unforgiving. He needs more volume against real pressure packages. He needs to show third down efficiency and 2-minute command consistently. He needs to limit turnovers and prove he can process stunts and late rotating coverages. The Browns will also be watching how he meshes with first-team protection and how quickly he can build rapport with his primary receivers and tight ends. If he checks those boxes over the next 2 preseason windows, the calculus shifts heavily in his favor. Finally, the Browns have to think long-term and short-term simultaneously. Short-term, Flacco stabilizes the offense, and the team needs a reliable backup who can step in without turning the game into a lottery. Long-term, the franchise wants quarterbacking value and team-controlled upside. Sanders now offers both possibilities in one package. He's not guaranteed to be the heir apparent, and he's far from a finished product. But Friday night moved him from a curiosity to a candidate. That shift alone changes how the Browns will manage reps, roster decisions, and even potential trades as they head deeper into training camp. In the end, Friday was an audition that mattered. It didn't answer every question, but it asked a lot of them in a way that Cleveland can no longer ignore. The next week will tell us whether this was a flash-in-the-pan moment or the first inning of a real chapter. Either way, the Browns' quarterback drama just got a lot more interesting. And that's because a fifth-round rookie finally did exactly what scouts hoped he could do when his name came off the board. Shedeur Sanders gave Cleveland plenty to talk about Friday night. With Joe Flacco resting and 2 other quarterbacks sidelined, the Browns thrust the fifth-round rookie into the Week 1 preseason start, and he delivered. Sanders finished 14 of 23 for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns, showing poise, mobility, and a feel for the offense that belied how limited his first-team reps had been in camp. His first TD came after a muffed Panthers punt. Rolling left on a play-action boot, Sanders waited for Caden Davis to settle in the back of the end zone and threaded a touch pass between defenders. The second score later in the half featured a stronger pocket throw, with Sanders stepping up and firing a catchable ball into traffic for another completion to Davis. He also scrambled for a key 3rd and 9 conversion and connected on a chunk play to Luke Floria, who reeled in a one-handed grab for about 30 yards. Sanders wasn't perfect. A couple early misses and a few rookie indecisions cropped up, and he took 2 sacks. But there were no turnovers. And the overall takeaway was a calm, efficient performance from a player who had been largely buried on the depth chart entering camp. The moment drew big-name attention. LeBron James was among the high-profile viewers who praised the showing, and Shedeur's father and longtime coach Deion Sanders was jubilant on social media. Yes, Laud! Yes, at Shedeur Sanders. Teammates, former pros, and analysts also offered positive takes after the game. Part of the intrigue stems from how Sanders arrived in Cleveland. A record-setting college career at Colorado had many projecting him as a day 1 pick. Instead, he slid to number 144 in the 5th round amid pre-draft concerns. That slide made his every camp rep a headline, and now his first live action has only intensified the conversation. The timing couldn't be better for Shedeur. Injuries to Kenny Pickett and Dillon Gabriel opened an unexpected window, and Sanders took advantage. Meanwhile, Gabriel, the 3rd-round pick selected before Sanders, has struggled in camp, which only adds fuel to the roster debate. Coaches will caution against overreacting to a single exhibition game, and rightfully so. Preseason tape matters, but it's not the whole story. Still, Sanders' performance gives the Browns tangible evidence that he belongs in the conversation. Head coach Kevin Stefanski indicated more preseason reps are coming, and Friday suggested there will be plenty of eyes on Cleveland as the rookie builds on this first impression.